All right, welcome back. Another race. It is Sacramento, California. 39 degrees. It was pretty cold at the start. A lot of people have leg warmers on, arm warmers. These. Right now we're going into the last, I believe the last 2 laps. We're coming into the start finish. We're going to be seeing 2 laps to go. I have a teammate, Andrew Knuckles, drove up from Southern California to visit his parents and jumped in the race here with me, and he's off in a break of 4, and they have like maybe a 20-second lead on us at this point. So I am just riding third wheel right here, and I'm gonna jump across. If anybody tries to go across the break, I'll latch onto him and get a free ride. So here we have 2 laps to go. Nobody's really chasing. There's a couple guys that are kind of okay. So there's the first chase in earnest that's really trying to go after him. So there's some more guys that are going to fill in the gap here. So I'll go. These guys here are starting to fade a little bit, so I'm going to go around them and latch onto that group up above there. My hope is that 2 things happen. Either Andrew stays off and gets a chance to go for the sprint out of the break, or I get a free ride up to the break and then I can sprint. I had just crashed the previous week, so I was racing pretty sore still and very tentative. It was a pretty nasty crash, so psychologically I wasn't quite as aggressive as I normally would be. But luckily this was a really safe race with a pretty small field, so it didn't affect me as much as I thought it would. But the second race, when we did the 30s and 40s, which was a lot faster and a pretty big field, I was really, mentally I just wasn't ready for that. Usually takes me a couple weeks to get that PTSD out. So the break's just right in front of us there. We can see them, they can see them, and I'm just kind of like hanging back, hoping they won't bring him back, because Andrew's he's a hard worker for our team, and I was really kind of hoping that he would get his chance to stay away in the break. Excuse my dog, she sees somebody out the window. So there's 2 guys that are going after him right now, so I'm going to latch onto them. And we're coming across, this is Bell lap, 1 lap to go. You can see from the top right, the course is kind of there's not a lot of turns, but the turns are all on the backside. And there's a pretty sharp left-hand turn, and then a sharp right-hand turn. And then it kind of opens up, and then there's two regular 90-degree turns left, and then kind of a straight S bend to the finish line, maybe 300 meters from the last corner. So these guys are not going super hard, so I'm thinking the break might still have a chance. I've got to be ready to jump across if anybody tries to attack, to go across to the break, which I was kind of thinking was going to happen. Yeah, so I'm kind of anticipating each attempt and just kind of floating up and staying behind whoever's doing all the work. I just stay right behind them. You can see the break is making the left-hand turn there, so we're rolling up on him. So if this guy's going to close that gap, he's got to do it by himself. Oh, and then this guy comes by. He actually ends up making a pretty hard pull and to go across to the break. Right after we go around this corner here, Jerome, a friend of mine from Thirsty Bear, he's actually racing as a 60 plus. So when he goes across, I actually let him go because he's a 60 plus. So that means Andrew still has a chance to stay away. See, there goes Jerome right now. Nobody's going with him, so I thought about going with them right there, but we're coming up on this right-hand turn, and then that guy accelerated and it's pulling up, and so now we're in the straightaway going towards the finish, and I see that a gap is opening, so I've got to go around him. And Jerome is going right through the break, so there's Andrew. We just caught him, so we got caught. Jerome went right past the break, right through them, and so he gets first, and then these guys are first and second 50s, and then I come in right behind him in third. So it didn't quite work out.